And Sonia, you see this all the time as a divorce strategist. You're helping others, you're helping them take action, do it responsibly. But there was a time that you couldn't help yourself. So tell me about that cognitive dissonance that you were living.
I had been in a toxic, unhappy marriage for a very long time, and I hadn't told anybody. And that became it. Just you start to really break down as a person and as a professional. I really reached a breaking point. I thought, I'm done with this. I just have to help people in another way because it doesn't have to be this way.
And Sonia, you actually got divorced during so-called divorce season. Is that right?
You know, it is right. I had no idea until I sat down to do this. I had not looked at the dates, but I did. And so what Dr. Ish was talking about this sort of 3-year waiting period, what I did was, but from the time I left the marital home in 2015, and literally just packed up my belongings, packed up my cat Bella in the car, and drove down to Miami Beach. I started with nothing again. But for me, it was fighting for my happiness. And what really happened was 2 years went by until we filed, and it was final. So yeah, I fall right into the statistic.
Clearly, a major reason people do not divorce is the financial aspect. So we want to go to the source. We want to go to you, Sonia. How much does the average divorce cost, no matter what season you're talking about?
Sure. So the stat that's floated around there is the $15,000 to $20,000. And so, but that needs to be explained. If you're having an amicable divorce, $15,000 is actually quite high. You can get divorced for a lot less than that. However, if you're having a high conflict and a divorce, $20,000 is just a drop in the bucket. You're talking about tens of thousands of dollars being spent. And if you're litigating and if you're in trial, you're talking about a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but when it comes to your happiness, can you put a price on that? So that's something that I guess that only the parties involved can decide. So when it comes to a couple or individual thinking about divorce this divorce season, Dr. Ish, what would you tell them?
Never make a life-altering decision in the middle of a crisis, right? This pandemic is a crisis, and we're still 6 to 9 months away before we get back to anything that resembles normalcy. And so unless you're in imminent physical danger in an abusive situation, if that's the case, different scenario, I want you out of there as fast and as safely as possible. But other than that, I don't want you making that decision right now. You never want to make a decision from a place of lack, right? Think about what this last year meant to us emotionally and financially. A lot of us are not in a place today that we're going to be in a year from now. So don't make that decision with less emotional, less financial bandwidth. It's not going to be your best decision. Press pause until one or both of those areas clears up and you can see a little light at the end of the tunnel and you can clearly see who you want standing in that light next to you, right? Take stock of what you got together by bringing in an independent third party. Call somebody like me. Call a therapist. Call a counselor. You want to do some counseling, and we're going to do it on Zoom every day like we've been doing it now. And if your spouse doesn't want to go, that's what my former FBI analyst sister would call an indicator. Okay? But you can still go for yourself because the truth is you get to feel better and you get to make your relationship better by yourself.